One of the things that I was told when I grew up is that we are all, all of us, we are an architect of our own destiny, meaning that your destiny is in your hand. In other words, what I'm trying to say to all of us is that it's your own responsibility to make sure that you reach your fullest potential. Let me take a joke or a commercial break that I normally say to people. I used to work with a guy, his name was Dominic. Dominic on Monday, when he opened his lunchbox, he would complain and say, "I knew it's peanut butter." On Tuesday, he would do the same thing and open the lunchbox and say, "I knew it's ibile," and shout at the top of his voice and say, "It's peanut butter again." On Wednesday, when we were about to open the lunchbox, his friend said, "Dominic, why don't you tell your wife to stop preparing the peanut butter for you? Because how you do the grind, it doesn't sit well with you." And Dominic said, "There are two things about my life, my friend. One, I'm not married, but two, I do my own lunchbox." In essence, Dominic was complaining about his own peanut butter. What I'm trying to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, is that if you cannot make it in life, if you cannot achieve the greatness that you are designed to achieve, it's your own peanut butter. There's an African proverb that I love so much that says, "Until lions have their own historians, then all stories about hunting will glorify the hunter." What does it mean? It means that if it's to be, it's up to you. What does it mean? It means that you are an architect of your own destiny. You cannot blame anybody but yourself. Many people, they normally attribute, blame, they will normally blame the environment or their genetic lineage. People will normally say that I was grew up in a poverty-stricken environment, and therefore I cannot succeed because in my lineage no one has succeeded. And I normally challenge that perception because, for example, if you go to states, have you seen other people, they go to states, go US for 2 days, and then when they come back, they pick up an accent. Have you seen that? Other people, they go to China for tennis, and then when they come back, they don't pick up an accent. Have you seen somebody going to the States for 2 days, and then how the person will say, "I don't eat chips and ties." And other people, they will say, "Why you don't eat chips and ties? Why are you picking up an accent?" They'll say, "I'm coming from the States." And I challenge that because you are not a product of your environment, you are not a product of your past, but you are a pioneer of your own destiny. There's a guy that I love so much, his name is Alan Kay. Alan Kay put it nicely. Alan Kay says, the best way to predict the future is to invent it. Because the word future, it's a series of todays. What I'm trying to say is that you are not a coincidence, you are a God incidence. What I'm trying to say to you is that you are God's proxy. You are here to achieve something that is great, something that is beyond what has been achieved by someone that came before you. There's a saying that I love that is a Hindu saying that says, it says, true nobility is not being superior to the person sitting next to you, but true nobility is being superior to your previous self. What does that mean? It means that you must continue to reinvent yourself as a person. Because you cannot be an architect of your own destiny if you don't reinvent yourself as a person. Let me give an example. I grew up in Kokasi. I grew up in a township. During the days when I used to grow up, when you're about to discontinue the relationship, you used to say what? The silver cup is broken. You remember? You used to say the silver cup is what? Is broken. But in today's day, you cannot say the silver cup is broken. You know how ladies, when they dump you or when they discontinue their relationship, what do they say? Do you know what do they say? They look at you and say, "Peter, do you love me?" And then Peter will say, "Yes." And say, "Peter, if you love me, you let me go." And then you must know that the relationship has come to an end. What I'm trying to say is that the word change, tapestry, destiny, it's something that cuts across. And what I'm trying to say is that for you to achieve what God has engineered for you as a person, understand one thing, that you are an architect of your own destiny. Maybe you're saying, how then do I begin to achieve my destiny or the greatness that was engineered for me? A couple of things that you must do. One, you must understand that you must control your thoughts. What I'm trying to say to you is that, for example, if you want to change the play, you don't change the actors, you change the script. In essence, what I'm trying to say is that if you want to change your destiny, if you want to change your environment, there's nothing else that you must change. You must change the way you think. Because your future, your destiny, your performance at work, whatever that you do, it's a direct proportion of your thoughts. In essence, what I'm trying to say is that you cannot change anything until you change the way you think about your life. Let me give an example. I normally say to people that you don't have to allow anybody to define who you are. Because whatever defines you in life confines you. If you allow your friends to define you, they'll confine you. You cannot go beyond their own definition of who you are. Let's take a commercial break quickly. They're saying one day there were two presidents. They were having a conversation amongst themselves. One president stood up and said, I have the guy that drives my chauffeur. He's so stupid that he deserves an Oscar award. This president said, why are you saying your chauffeur is stupid and it deserves an Oscar award? This president said, let me prove to you how stupid is my chauffeur. And then he called the chauffeur and said, hey, Joe, come here, so. And then Joe went running to the president. And then the president signed a check of $100 and gave it to Joe and said, Joe, I want you quickly to go and buy me the latest Mercedes-Benz. And then Joe took the check, $100, and then he went to do what? To buy the president the latest Mercedes-Benz. And the other president said, you think that Joe is stupid? Let me call my chauffeur. And then he called and said, Peter, what's up? And then Peter went running to the president. And the president said, Peter, I want you quickly to rush to my house and check where I'm there. And then Peter then ran to check whether the president is in the house. But when these guys were reaching, when those guys, they reached those two cars, the other one said, I've never seen such a stupid president. He's so stupid. It's so fun. This guy is stupid. And this guy said, why are you saying the president is stupid? He said, the president said I must go and buy him the latest Mercedes-Benz. Can't the president, realize that today is Sunday and all the dealerships are closed, The other one said, no, fun enough. Mine said I must go and check he's in the house. Fun enough he's having a cell phone. Why don't you phone the house and check whether it's there, What I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, is that if you want to achieve anything in life, don't allow anybody to define who you are. Because whatever defines you in life confines you. Number 3, the other thing that I want to say to you is that always guard against the people that you hang around with. What I'm trying to say to you is that have what I call a wisdom of association. Because for you being an architect of your own destiny, for you being responsible for your own future and your greatness, you need to understand the people that hang around with.